Right, in today's episode we're going to give you a look around this new project. You can see here we've got an E30 BMW, one of my favourite shaped BMWs. We have a wide arch kit on it. So you can see this is a genuine Rocket Bunny wide arch kit. You can see we've got 10J wheels on the back. I'm going to give you a little look around this car and show you the special little parts that make this car unique. This ain't been done cheaply, this has been done really tastefully and really nice. And if you want to see what's been done to this car, stay tuned. Right guys, so what do you think of this? It's an absolutely beautiful example of an E30 BMW non-sunroof model. Absolutely beautiful condition. There's not a mark on this car, it's as straight as a die, and we've got some really tasteful mods to it. So you can see it's got a Rocket Bunny kit on it. That's the first thing you're going to see, how wide this car is. Try and get it on picture. Obviously black is a little bit difficult to show how wide it is because it hides the lines, but you can kind of see here, almost like the X-Pack cars in the old Fords. So it's as close as you're going to get to an E30 M3 without paying the 50 grand that they need to buy them these days. So you can see on the rear, we've got some image wheels there, a split rim wheel, a genuine split rim. So you can see here, absolutely beautiful. Now they're 18 by 10s. You can see how wide they are. Unlike a lot of cheaper Rocket Bunny kits, you can actually open the petrol cap on this car and it actually works fine, whereas a lot of them, these don't fit right. You've got a hole in here, you've got to put a different fuel tank on it, and the other side to it as well, they're dead straight. So this was an expensive kit. It's a bit dusty, the car at the minute. You can see there's a lot of dust on it because of the yard, and there's a lot of dust that gets kicked up. But these Rocket Bunny kits are very, very good and very, very straight. The wheels on the front are 18s by 8.5J. So it's got an engine conversion on it, it's not a stock engine on it. A Rocket Bunny type lip on the rear, very subtly done. If you look up it close, you can see it's got like the BMW Motorsport in a satin, just nice tasteful little mods. But you can see how nice this paint is, literally like a mirror finish. So it's got dust and that on it at the minute, so you can see there. But when this is all polished up, it's actually like a mirror. So this car's had a full respray, obviously. It's the only way to do it properly. You've got a nice full stainless system under there, decayed system, and the classic twin tailpipes of the 80s BMWs. It's super clean underneath. I'll get up on the ramp at some point and I'll show you underneath. One thing it's missing at the minute, although that diff is really clean, it's got no LSD. So if anyone's got an LSD for this car, drop us a message. Drop me a message on my Instagram and we'll get that swapped out for an LSD so we can do some slides and donuts in it. Anyone that's familiar with the BMWs, you can see on the back here it's an adjustable rear beam off a BMW compact. So it's all been done properly, so we ain't got loads of camber on the rear, because that is an absolute no-no on these cars. So you can see the camber on the rear is pretty straight. I'm going to show you inside now. Well, let's just actually show you this. So all round at the minute are plastic windows, and you wouldn't even notice it from a distance, but it accentuates this line here. So normally on the glass would come to like sort of there, but you can see it's got an extra big lip there because it's got the plastic windows, and it just makes the arches look a lot more beefy. So you can see how wide they look from the rear. Now obviously this ain't going to be to everyone's taste, this car, but I absolutely love it. If you see it up close, hopefully you see it at some shows, come over and have a look at it. Absolutely beautiful car. Take some pictures, tag me in them, and we'll share them. Front's plastic as well. Now it would be a good idea to go back to glass on the fronts, because anyone that knows plastic windows know they scratch up very quickly. So on the rear, also plastic, so it's a very cool touch to it. So you can see, you wouldn't even know that they was plastic by looking at them from a distance. So you've got the chrome trim on here still, and I just want to show you the way that this kit fits absolutely perfectly. So let's show you it from the front. Got that classic twin headlight look of the E30 BMW. A couple of little mods going to be done to it. These Hella fog light covers are going to be taken off. It's going to have the eyebrow going across the top of the headlights, and maybe even the old style wipers that go on there, just to make it look a little bit more retro. So you see there's a chrome bumper car as well. Right, so now we've done the outside, let's show you the inside of the car. So you can see here, the car is as nice inside as it is outside. So just show you the rear seats. Everything's been retrimmed in here with cream leather, and it smells absolutely beautiful. Carpet's been done, it's got the full history with the car. It's just such a super clean car. Little touches going to be needed done to it just to make it perfect. You can see obviously the seats have all been retrimmed in cream leather, and they look absolutely brand spanking new. Now you can't have an 80s car, can you, without a Nardi steering wheel? You can see you've got brand new Nardi steering wheel in here. It's a proper leather steering wheel as well. And look at that 80s cockpit. I'll get into the driver's seat in a minute, but you've got a proper 80s retro styling. We've got wind up windows. So they're not electric windows, they're wind up windows, and that's what I was saying about the Perspex. So these have been done very well because they are a Perspex glass, or polycarbonate if you want to call it. But you can see here they are wind up, but they are going to scratch up very quickly. This car has done hardly any mileage on the road since it's been built, and that's going to change obviously. So while we're halfway through this video, if you want to see more of this car and more of this project and the bits that I do to it, let me know, because I need to know if you want to see these type of cars. You know, I obviously do Vauxhalls, the Fords, whatever, and I'm bringing some Swedish cars like the Volvo, the BMWs, the German cars, but they're cool versions. They're not, you know, finance whips that most of the people are putting on their channels. These are proper cool, unique cars. So if you like them, go and smash that like button and drop a comment as well of what you like about this car. Let me know the favourite part about this car. If you don't like it, drop a comment as well. If you don't like this car, if you'd rather it have just been, you know, an E30 and it's got no wide arches, nothing on it, I love that as well, so I agree with you there. But I absolutely love the unique look of this car. It's obviously on Irish plates still at the minute, and they're going to be changed for English plates. Let's show you under the bonnet. So as you just heard there, this car is far from stock. It's got an engine conversion, as I said at the beginning. So the engine has been converted to a 328i E46 shape BMW engine, and it's a double vanos unit, so it's got a little bit more power than a single vanos engine. It's a stock engine, but obviously in this light car it feels a little bit more powerful. We've just got an induction kit, as you can see over there, but future plans for it. So to give it a little bit more power, we're going to try and fit a turbo kit to this in the future. So if you're looking forward to that, let me know in them comment section. As you know, I love any engine to be turboed. I'm not an NA engine fan. Loads of beautiful NA engines out there, and I know that, but I love a turbo. You can see this big header tank's in the way. That is where a turbo should sit on these cars. So you can see there's a tubular manifold down there, which is kind of a tubular manifold that the stock engines run. And there's not much clearance in this engine bay, in these BMW engine bays, but you can get log manifolds, you can get tubular manifolds that sit the turbo there. Air filter here, turbo there. And we could probably put a heat shield as well up against the chassis leg. These are all things that are deciding at the minute. Any car with a turbo is instantly cooler, especially this car. If it was turboed, the engine was turboed, it'd just be even cooler than it already is. You can only probably fit a 2.5 inch exhaust down this side of this engine bay here. But you can see on the top here, we have BC Racing coilovers. Now, you know I love BC Racing. You see them in the Astra video. Adjustable top mounts on them as well. All been dialed in properly. You've got a strut brace on there. No BMW in the 80s and 90s come without a strut brace. It was almost like a factory option. So you can see it's going to handle very well. And as I say, this car is about as close as you're going to get to the E30. I know that the E30 is dramatically different. I know that the wind is different, the slope's different. I'm basically saying the prices of the E30 M3 at the minute are through the roof. And you've got to really build your own cars now unless you can afford them. So this engine conversion, it suits the car. Maybe an S54 would have been better, you know, the M3 engine, the twin vanos M3 engines, the 3.2s. But 328i, double vanos unit out of the E46, great conversion, been put in there super tidy. It's almost like it should be in there. Onto this rear spoiler. What do you think of this rear spoiler? I know it goes really well with the car. You can see it's almost like a ducktail look that you get on the Mustangs and the old classic American cars. But was thinking about putting the E30 M3 spoiler on the back of this. I think it would go a lot better with the aggressive look on this. It's kind of missing something on the rear. So final recap on the car. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think. I wanted to introduce it to the channel, so this was a quick video. So we've just got the car and basically just wanted to do a quick video of it showing you around it. Now there's a loads more stuff that I forgot, and it will be shown in future videos, but the absolutely 80s retro classic look, you know, I absolutely love that at the minute. I'm far more into the 80s and 90s cars than I am into the modern cars, and you can tell why. They're just so much cooler. How cool is that interior? How cool is the exterior? There's just something about the 80s cars that I absolutely adore, and it wasn't even my era, and I just think that they just done it better back then. We'll get some more footage of this car, get some driving footage. I know a lot of people want to see that. Need to get an LSD on this so we can have some fun in it, you know, get that back end slided out. At the minute it's got stop locks on the front. That is a basically full lock on the front at the minute, so it's quite difficult to do any 3-point turns in it. So, you know, LSD and you'll be able to do turning a lot quicker. When that bonnet's down, it's almost got the eyebrows that you used to put onto the old cars, and that would actually look really cool on this car. I know it's probably a little bit, you know, chavvy, Max Powery look, but I think that looks kind of coming back. So even eyebrows on the front like that would look aggressive on this car.